And on the occasion of the 11th year of the terrorist war imposed on Syria, Washington and its European allies announced their refusal to normalize relations with Damascus as long as President Bashar al-Assad remains in power. This stance, the Syrians say, will not prevent their country from moving ahead and towards, as Damascus plans to regain its prominent position in the Arab world. And in the regional and international levels, let's see.
Washington, London, Paris, Berlin, and Rome also assured not to lift the sanctions and not to contribute to the reconstructions of Syria, without first reaching a political solution that would lead to the departure from power of President al-Assad, a position that after 11 years of war and political, media, and economic pressures cannot change the reality that Damascus, thanks to its firmness in the face of a Western terrorist onslaught, once again opens its doors to welcome its Arab brothers after almost a decade of rupture.
The strategic geographical location of Syria in the east of the Mediterranean makes it a meeting point between the three continents through which the commercial transit routes to and from the Gulf pass, an issue that condemns to failure all Western attempts to isolate this country and distance it from its Arab environment, especially neighboring countries such as Jordan, Lebanon, Iraq, and the other countries east of the Mediterranean.
The White House's attempts to politically and economically isolate Syria in order to bend it to its will are not yielding results. Damascus, under the leadership of President-elect Bashar al-Assad, in addition to its Arab environment, is consolidating its relations with Russia, China, Iran, Venezuela, Cuba, and other friendly countries. These strategic relations cover all areas: military, economic, industrial, commercial, scientific, and cultural, and demonstrate that there are other spaces in the world beyond the United States and the European Union.
Russia, like other countries friendly to Syria, spares no effort to help the Syrian government and people to overcome the effects of the Western blockade, not only through the urgent delivery of humanitarian air parcels, but also by increasing and consolidating bilateral cooperation in all areas in order to improve the Syrian economy in the interest of Syria and its friends and allies.
While internally, the Syrian government is sparing no efforts to guarantee the requirements of agricultural and industrial production and oil derivatives, and startup production in medium and small projects. This, together with the humanitarian support offered by friendly countries, seeks to mitigate the impact of sanctions that Washington and its allies refuse to lift on the lives of Syrians, and makes it possible for the Syrian people to remain firm in the face of Western plans that threaten their sovereignty, independence, and right to self-determination.
هشام ونوس، teleSUR، Damascus, Syria.
And now